Hi, Karen Deis, publisher of Mortgage Currency, and I know you are all dying to hear the rule and regulation changes that occurred over the last 30 days. So this is the August 2013 edition. So I'd like to start out by saying that if I get one more final update from the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau that updates the last final update, I think I'm going to pull my hair out. And you can see I don't have a whole lot of hair to pull out. So if I were you, however, I recommend that you kind of keep abreast of these updates, because what they're doing is they're tweaking it month after month after month, so they hope they have a complete final rule by January. But here's an idea. They better quit using the word final, and why don't they just use the word update? It's so much easier and simpler, and then people can, just follow along when January rolls along. Now, if you're going to read one article this month, it's the one written by Tammy Butler, where she is an advisory board, and she has spent endless hours, days, weeks, and months with compliance attorneys and government officials, regulators, trying to figure out what's included in the 3% payment cap with fees and points and those types of things. So what she did is really cool. She came up with some examples. She outlined what points and fees were included, which ones were not included, how it's supposed to work. And by the way, if you're a subscriber, there is a help desk that you can send your questions when you read this article. So read this article. It's really, really, really comprehensive. It's probably the best one I have seen out there. For all of you USDA fans out there, a couple of changes for you too this month. First of all, Rural Housing has rolled out an automated lending system to make it easier and more consistent when closing loans. What's cool about the update is that they did issue a couple of guides along with it for you to follow. You know how to input it. You know what results are supposed to be. And we've provided links to those guides so you can download them. I think one's 46 pages, the other one's 56 pages. Now, in order to be approved, you do have to use the link that's in the website, submit an application, and it is on a first-come, first-served basis, so you want to be one of the first ones to submit your application to use this closing system. But another biggie is the USDA Pilot Refinance Program that's now available in 35 states. It used to be you were capped at a 1% loan origination fee. Well, they have increased that to 2%, or a maximum of $3,000, and it can be paid by the lender or the borrower. Now, a couple of updates from Fannie and Freddie. First of all, in a joint statement, Fannie and Freddie are working on a standardized closing form, and there's an example of one within the article. What they're attempting to do is combine the TILA, the good faith estimate, and the HUD-1 disclosure all in one form. So as I mentioned, there's a sample for you to review. 3 other Fannie updates quickly. Details on what to expect when they review your quality control plan. There's a tips for underwriter sheet on how to interpret a 4506T, what reasons you would use it, what reasons you would not require one. And Fannie also updated their condo manager system to help you get condos approved more quickly. Now, on to Freddie. They're also into condos this month, and what they did is they listed the types of condos that don't qualify for financing. So this is really cool. We prepared a Mortgage Talking Points flyer for you and your real estate agents, so when they get ready to list a home and a condo unit, they know which types of projects will not be able to offer financing on. Another biggie in that same bulletin, it's 2013-13, the underwriters can now consider authorized user accounts. As long as it's not a huge portion of the credit report, they can now consider that in the overall credit history. And one last thing. If your company did business with FHA's Atlanta Home Ownership Center, they've now caught up with the rest of the world. There's new forms that you can use. There are cancellation request forms, transfer forms, case number request forms. They are all listed on the website that you can use and download. So, thank you for viewing. Remember, when you read something from the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, it is never final. And remember that getting a loan approved and closed these days is rocket science.